wake up, it's time to be free. Wake up, was blind, now I see. Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
So welcome to another episode of Daily Jules, where I drop nuggets of wisdom to help you increase your degrees of freedom. The only degree that matters to me is your degree of freedom. We've been duped and indebted by the higher education system, and even after spending all that money, we didn't learn how to become more free. And so with thefreedomschool.com, my commitment is to share everything that I've learned about my journey towards freedom so that you can get there a lot faster, safer, and easier than I did. Got a great question today from an entrepreneur, Sean, who says he says this: I research home health physical therapy in my area. There are a lot of them, around 30 in Austin, Texas. My wife is a physical therapist who wants to begin a practice. Do we need to add something different to the market that others do not? Or can we simply go after people directly in order to be successful? How important is differentiation when you were just starting out? Great question. So how to differentiate yourself and biz. Okay, differentiate. Okay, great question, Sean. So I got a couple different approaches to this that I want to cover that are going to be important to you and your wife succeeding. And so first question that we have to ask yourself is, what is the market size? Right? So if the market size is absolutely huge, and these 30 practitioners that you found can't serve that entire market. I know Austin is not the biggest city in Texas, but actually it's growing, right? If these 30 can't serve the full market, then there's people who still have a need who have yet to be served. And then your challenge becomes, how do we find the people that these other practitioners are missing? Now, just because you found 30 online or in the yellow pages doesn't mean that they're still in business or that their businesses are substantial. So don't be fearful because of that. Next question I would ask myself is, who is doing it big? So of those 30, you need to find the top 2 or 3, one, 2, and 3, who are actually doing the best at it, right? I don't know if they have companies. I don't know if this is individuals, right? You don't know anything just based on a web page or a yellow pages or whatnot. Wherever you found the 30, because that's a very exact number, so you found it somewhere. So one way to do that, especially if you have your wife, is actually to call and simply listen to their sales pitches. Listen to their sales pitches. How big are you? How long you been in business? How many healthcare physical therapists that you have? I'm looking for my parents. You don't have to lie. You can find another reason to say why you're calling or why you're interested in their service. You could just say, I'm looking for home health physical therapy. I would love to. I'm researching companies. I would love to learn more about yours. Blah 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 blah. You can ask them their employee size, how long they've been in business, what they specialize in, what makes them different. And so now you and your wife over the course of a weekend have called all 30, and you have essentially their size, how many people they serve, when they started, and what differentiates them. And then you can say, based on our understanding of the home health therapy market in Austin, Texas, where is there a gap in the market? If there is a gap in the market, perhaps perhaps the market is saturated, but you only know if you figure out what the market size is. How many people are searching home health physical therapy in Austin? You can use Google Keyword Planner you can use Google Keyword Planner. Simply type in exactly what I just said: home health physical therapy in Austin, Texas. See the search results. If you go to type that same phrase in Austin, Texas, if you type that same phrase in Google Keyword Planner, it'll show you how many searches are going on in Austin of that exact search each month. So then you know how many people are actually actively searching for that online, right? So there's little tricks and tips that you can learn to really understand the market size. You also, when you're doing this research and calling, you actually want to figure out how much they're pricing, right? And what that's going to do for you and your wife, Sean, is when you hear what differentiates them, there's all kinds of decisions that people make their buying decisions on. So you're going to hear differences in price, right? There's a spectrum there. You're going to hear differences in additional services. You're going to hear differences in you're going to do differences in company size. You're going to hear differences in how they do the work, right? Some people may come by, I don't really know the industry, but some people may come by 2 days a week. Some people may come by 5 days a week. It all depends. You may hear differences in payment. We go through your insurance, you pay us, and then your insurance reimburses you, etc. So you're going to get this spectrum of companies that are here, some that are here. You're going to get some that have this package A, package B, package C. You'll have some that are here, some that are here. You may find that most of the market is piled up here. You may find that a lot of the market is just one individual who's fronting like a big company. Then you might find some differentiation in how the work is done or how many days they come. Some people may come 2 days a week. Some people may come 3. And then one may come 5. And then you may find difference in terms of how payment gets made. And then from here, you can start to see as you've actually got a bird's eye view of the market, you might see that, wow, there's a gap here where people can get low price, this additional service from a small company of my wife and I, 5 days a week, and get paid or reimbursed through insurance. You may find your niche in the market by looking at all the preferences and seeing where all the other 30 that are out there aren't listening. Where all the 30 aren't listening. Okay? That's the key. You're finding where all the other 30 are not listening and missing the mark, right? There's a lot of companies I've seen still exist, even though they have bad customer service and even bad support, but people didn't know where else to go to get support, so they continue to do business with them. Okay. For instance, my internet is acting up. Optimum actually has a monopoly in my area, so I can't really go anywhere else yet. They won't give me a credit for the fact that my internet hasn't been working at optimum speeds for the past 2 weeks, right? So I'm kind of stuck. And so you may come in and say, Fios may come in, and Fios is trying to come in and say, look, they're missing the mark here in terms of price and in terms of speed, and we're going to compete on those two things, right? This is where they've been missing the mark. They haven't been listening to the market, okay? And so this is how you and your wife can end up positioning your business and finding the niche in the market. I encourage you to go do those 30 calls, listen, ask questions as if you are a prospective buyer, understand their sales process, see what actually sold you. We're like, oh, that's great. And you add that to your sales process if it fits in alignment with how you're going to position yourself. So what is the market size? Who is doing it big? Who are the best players? Where is the gap? And then, finally, based on this analysis, how do we want to position ourselves? Right? And I'll give you an example of that. So just in fast food, since that's a common one, you have Chick-fil-A, who uses anti-branding by using chickens, by using cows in its marketing to say we're positioning ourselves as the chicken place, right? But not like KFC fried chicken place, but like in between KFC and McDonald's, and nobody else is in this. You have people like Carl's Jr. who says, all right, if McDonald's is going to go lean and start putting all kinds of green on their menu, we're going to go these big beefy type burgers, right? And then I remember when I was younger, I think it was Burger King and McDonald's had wars over whose fries were crispier and whatnot. You can differentiate on all kinds of parameters. You just want to make sure you're differentiating on a parameter that is actually valuable to the ultimate consumer, right? And so you do that by listening. So after talking to these 30 companies, I encourage you to figure out how to get in contact and meet people who are actually getting home health physical therapy, right? So that you can learn from them before you build out your company. You want to listen before you launch. That's the Daily Jewel. You want to listen before you launch. And by listening before you launch and not just assuming that you understand the market, it will allow you to give a better gift in the form of your gift or your product or service. You know, if you want to give a great gift to your wife, then it's really important that you understand who she is, right? Otherwise, you end up just buying something off the shelf that thousands of other people have given to their partner. But if you know her intimately, right, then you can actually give her a unique, great gift that is going to resonate with her and be meaningful. And the way businesses do that is by giving gifts of their products and services. So that's how I would approach this market, this new market that you're considering with your wife. Is what is the market size? Who is doing it the biggest and best? Where is there a gap? And how do we want to position ourselves? Those are the 4 questions I would ask. Okay? So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this helps you and your wife get another degree of freedom as you step into a new market and create a new income stream. Doing it together is absolutely powerful, but also make sure that your marriage or your marriage doesn't get sucked up into just business, that you also make time for each other as you are quote unquote hustling in this. No, don't hustle. Just find your niche and dominate there. That's it. It doesn't have to require hustle. Make sure that you make time for each other too. Okay? So again, this is Jullien Gordon with another Daily Jules, and I wish you more degrees of freedom. Peace.
I hope these mindsets, metaphors, and methodologies blessed you. If you desire more freedom, go to getfreenow.com to subscribe to the show on iTunes, YouTube, or Facebook, and get 4 of my best courses in the Freedom School for 100% free.